Hey guys, I have a strange story for you today. Um, Strange things happen to me all the time, you're gonna see from this story how strange they can be. And I'm pretty much used to it. Being a witch, I've had strange stuff happen through my whole life. And since I started practicing, it's been, of course, more often than before. And now, in this period, it's especially often because, like I mentioned probably to you guys earlier, the portal is now open, sort of. So basically, since Halloween up until spring, the veil between the worlds is really thin. So the veil between our world and the spiritual world is really thin in this period. So it's no wonder that weird things are happening. So I'm gonna share my story now with you, and I have to start from the beginning. So I actually remember the date. Believe it or not, you know how bad I am with times and dates. So this was over a month ago, like a month and a half ago. It was on the 6th of October. So I have this tarot deck. I have a lot of tarot decks, but I have this one special tarot deck that's like my. It's not my oldest deck, but it is my favorite deck, and it's nothing special. It's just my favorite because I don't know, I connect with it really well, but on a really personal level. This is the deck I use for my spell work. So, if you are a client, you know that sometimes when I do spells, I will use some tarot cards for your spells. So, this one is especially for that, and I also use it to do readings for myself. Now, I rarely do readings for myself because I don't know. I just don't really have the time, and I don't feel like it most of the time. I I don't know. I never particularly love doing readings for myself. I do them. Don't get me wrong, and there are audios about everything I saw, but I kind of don't do it much. Let's put it that way. Anyways, so this is the deck that's like a personal deck. Let's call it that. It's not a deck I use for my business because I have different decks for my clients when I do readings. It is a personal deck I use for me. I also use it for my clients for spell work just because I feel that it's more powerful because it has so much of my energy so that it will help your spells to manifest faster and everything. So that is why I use this deck for that purpose. And another purpose I use this deck for is also when I do readings for my friends, which are of course free. When I see my friends, in real life, real life, it's all real life, but like here in my town. Anyways, the reason I'm explaining all of this is because on that night, evening of the 6th of December, I was going to a birthday party. And when I go to like gatherings like this, I will take my tarot cards just because, usually when I mention what I do, and this is like not my primary occupation again. um, it is at the moment, not for long, but right now it is. So I'll just mention that I am a practitioner, and this is not to get new clients or anything. It's just if somebody needs help with something, I will be willing to help them. So I took my tarot card just in case somebody needed some answers, some insight, some advice, just to have them there. So, these tarot cards are, of course, in a box. They're closed. I put them in my purse, which is also closed. And I went to this birthday party. Now, on the party, it turned out that it wasn't like a traditional birthday party. It was actually a concert, so loud music, no interaction with people. So obviously, I did not use my cards. I didn't really talk to anyone there except my friend who had the birthday, and maybe two more people that I'm close with anyways, and that was basically it. There was a bunch of people. It was like this huge party, and it was loud and everything, and never mind. So I'm only saying this to tell you I did not use the cards at all. They were in my bag the whole time in their box. So the next day obviously I came home the same day, but the next day I had it was the next day, I think. No, it was 2 days after that. Yeah. So Sunday, I had a spell. And, I went to get my cards because I wanted to use them for the spell. And I go and I take my cards from the bag. And, this deck, like I said, sorry, I can't say it. I usually, primarily, whatever. I can't talk most of the time. Anyways, I use this deck usually for my spell work. That's what is being used the most for. Yeah, like I said, I use it for some readings for me and maybe some of my friends, but that's really rare, to be honest. And spell work is not rare for me. So I was going to use them for this client for the spell, and every time I use this deck, I have to go through the cards and find the cards I want to use, right? So I'm looking at the cards, looking at the pictures, and on that particular day for that particular spell, I wanted to use Ace of Cups because Ace of Cups, new beginnings in love, and it was a spell to get the next back. So I wanted to kind of combine it with other cards because I will usually do a little story. So there will be a new beginning for them. Never mind. So I was going and, I needed some other cards, not just Ace of Cups. So I found those cards that I was looking for, Ace of Cups, and it was nowhere to be found. So I was going through the deck a couple of times, just thinking I didn't see it, right? Because, there's a bunch of cards and it must have just slipped. So I'm going a couple of times, can't find it. What's up with that? And then I go and I count the cards because, every deck has a certain number. So I'm seeing if all the cards are there, and one card is missing, and obviously that card is Ace of Cups. So Ace of Cups is missing from my deck all of a sudden. And I get what, how, where? And I'm thinking, I went to this party on Friday. I had the deck with me in the bag, but I never took it out. It was in the box. The card just couldn't possibly, even if I was going and looking for something in the bag, it was in the box. It couldn't possibly disappear, it couldn't fall out. So I'm looking all over my house. Maybe it fell somewhere, whatever. Nothing, nowhere, no. So, I just conclude that I guess it must have somehow somewhere fallen out. That's the only logical explanation. I don't know where or when, but it's gone, right? And so I was looking for it for, a couple of days, actually, nothing. I was counting the cards. I was looking if it was there. And like I said, I use this deck all of the time when I do my spell work. So I always go through it. And I was going through the deck for, pretty much almost every single day since then, because I will usually have spell every day. And I will take Saturday off, or if I'm going somewhere or something, but usually every single day or almost every day I'll do usually just one spell because I don't want to overwhelm myself and I want to provide the best possible service for my clients. So I'm just telling you this so I was looking at these cards every day since then, all the time, and there was no Ace of Cups, trust me. And today, And I want to say that today is November 22nd, which is, 2211. It's like this portal thing. Anyways, I was about, I already did this spell. It was earlier today. Anyways, I was gonna do a spell for a client and I was gonna use the deck, and I just went to find it, to get it, basically, not find it because I know where it is, to get it. And I had this thought, oh, I wish I had Ace of Cups in the deck. It's so bad that I don't have Ace of Cups in this deck, because it will be convenient for some spells, and if I'm gonna do any readings with this deck, obviously I can't do them anymore because one card is missing. So yeah, that sucks. And I just thought about it, forgot about it, go to the deck. And then, of course, I go through it to find the cards for this client I had today. And I was like looking for like Two of Cups and one other card. And, I'm going through the cards, and suddenly I see Ace of Cups in the deck. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? How is it back? I assure you this card was gone. And now it was back in the actual deck. I must say, I live alone and nobody touches my stuff. So, there's one strange thing that happened to me. And, I have some ideas about what it meant, which, I'm not going to share just because you're probably not interested. But because, it's related to me and not like anything else. But obviously what happened was that the card was in the deck the whole time. It was just in another dimension. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but the thing is with time, that we have, we kind of see the time as past, present, and future, but time is actually, everything is right now. We're just switching dimensions. So that is it. And there are many parallel dimensions as well. So this is why it sometimes looks like we can change the past and we can change the future for sure, and all those things. But that's another and complicated topic, quantum physics one, which I can also make an audio about if you are interested in it. But yeah, basically that was probably the case. The card was for some reason not visible in this dimension for that certain period of time, and now it's back. And it's the Ace of Cups, which is quite significant as well. So we shall see what happens next, right? Anyways, wanted to share this just so everyone will know magic is real. But is it like really magic, or is it just like quantum stuff, right? Or is quantum stuff something we refer to as magic? It is, yeah. But it's real. It's a real thing, okay? And, strange things like this actually make me happy because, I get proof all the time. And also something interesting is happening in my life. Because, like in my 3D life, nothing interesting is happening most of the time, like ever. Honestly, like almost ever. I have a really boring life. Well, I don't have a boring life, okay, but like my 3D life is quite boring in terms that nothing exciting is happening. Basically, it's every day is pretty much the same, and everything is pretty much the same. So nothing exciting ever happens to me, like I would be like, whoa. But in my 5D life, a lot of interesting things are happening, as you can see.